Hi everyone. I wanted to show you something that I've been messing with over the weekend here since I got my brand new Oculus Rift headset. What I've got here is the result of about maybe one day's hacking all through the weekend of me adding a preliminary version of Rift support to the X-Plane flight simulator. And what I've got going here is, well, I'll show you what it's like to, I'll show it to you for a bit and then I'll tell you how I'm doing it. So, I'm going to put on the headset here and I'm sure it looks really stylish for you guys. But here I am. I have the simulator paused right now and it looks like I'm inside a cockpit. There's the yoke, there's my 6-pack of instruments, there's the frame rate's kind of low right now because I've got the screen capture and the video capture going, and some other stuff that I'll talk about in a second. But behind me there's the seats. There's the beautiful central Jersey out in the distance, and particularly of interest, the thing that got me going and trying to write my own plugin in the first place is being able to do this. This glance over at a runway when I'm, say, doing pattern work, and back to my cockpit, and glance over, if you haven't ever flown a real plane, you don't appreciate this, but being able to just kind of go like this and then go back to the front or even to the side or whatever, when you're doing something like turns around a point or flying around, doing an approach to a visual approach to an airport is something that you just can't do normally in a flight simulator very comfortably, but with this head mount, actually, it's pretty good. Like right now, I can see that I'm about midfield downwind, and just glance over. Yep, the runway is at about the midpoint of the strut there, so I know my distance is good. I can glance back here, see that I'm lined up. Glance over there, and see where I am relative to the end of the runway. It's really nice. So let me talk a little bit about what I've got going here. So I'm going to take off the Oculus, and I'm going to show you a little bit under the covers of what's happening here. So what my plugin actually, all that it does is it's adding head tracking to X-Plane. So here's X-Plane without the distortion that the Oculus needs to work, right? And so you can see as I move my head-mounted display here, it's moving around appropriately. There's also a little bit of drift apparently, because now I'm pointing sideways to look straight. That's something I need to fix in the plugin here. Anyway, and when I roll, it rolls, and I pitch up and down, it pitches up and down. So getting this working was actually pretty straightforward. The Oculus SDK is really good. You can just basically, with a little bit of C++ code, you can get all your angles or quaternions that you need to do this, to apply rotation to the camera. And this frame rate here is pretty chunky, but when I don't have all the screen capture stuff going, it's actually like basically 60 FPS and very tight. There's like very low latency. In fact, I wonder if there's a low frame rate from the screen capture is causing the yaw to drift as much as it has. It's drifted almost 90 degrees since I started this video. So that's the head tracking part. And as far as getting the stereo display that you need for the Oculus, at least at a first glance, it doesn't look like you can get that working with an X-Plane SDKs, with a plugin SDK. So what I'm doing is I'm actually using a second app here called Ibex, which what it does is it just basically takes a image of your display of your screen and applies the distortion needed for the Oculus. So now with that in place, I can look around. And when you're looking in here, I don't have all the FOV and the zoom is just quite right. Things look a little bit too big, but they look pretty good. It just looks like maybe you're kind of just looking through some weak binoculars right now. I just need to fiddle around with the FOV and get that dialed in, but you know, it's pretty good. The other thing that you're missing with IBEX is that you don't get any depth perception. In other words, you don't get any stereo left eye, right eye rendering right now. It's all just the same image being doubled. So with the Rift on, I guess it kind of, you know, it's pretty good. It's actually very good. But, you know, like I don't get that. The chair doesn't look like a real chair. It looks kind of like it's maybe projected on a dome that's around me or something like that. You know, in the other demos that I've used here, you know, it looks like all these objects inside the cockpit would look real. Like they would look like a real three-dimensional shape in space in front of you. And with this little hack I'm doing with the IBEX thing, you know, everything just looks flat. It's almost like, you know what it is? It looks like if you just close one of your eyes and everything just kind of looks flat. That's kind of what it looks like through this. It just looks as if you're looking through one eye in a way. But, you know, you get the big FOV and everything, and it looks pretty good. So you're probably wondering then, why am I sitting here paused? I guess I'll have to face this way because of the yaw drift. You're probably wondering why I'm sitting here paused and I'm not actually flying. Well, one thing is it's a little bit hard to talk and fly. But the other thing is that my plugin is still a bit rough. I don't have this head tracking working, but watch what happens when I unpause the simulation here. Let's see if it happens for us. Okay, why isn't that working now? Okay, XPlane wasn't focused. Alright, let's see if it works this time. Yeah, that's kind of suboptimal there. So what happened is, let me turn on the volume. I'm going to make it turn just so you can watch it. Oh, let me decline. Oh, okay, that's, yeah. So what's happening here is basically, you know, I have my, oh, fuck it, I'll just let it fly away. I have my, I'm going to pause it again. So I have the rotation working very well here, obviously. It looks like I'm floating about 1,000 feet above Somerset Airport here. It's actually pretty nice. I haven't tried it actually in the air before. So it, you know, I have the rotation working very well. What I didn't take into account was the fact that the plane moves, and I'm not updating the position of the camera based on where the plane is when it's in motion. So, you know, so what happens is the plane essentially just flew away from the camera, and I'm just sitting here kind of stupidly floating in the middle of the sky. So that's really more of an X-plane issue. That doesn't really have to do anything with the Oculus Rift. I just need to figure out the XPlane SDK enough to get all that stuff working properly. So, you know, another couple of hours of hacking, and I should be able to get it working. Got the river in there and everything. This, by the way, is the airport where to go. This is the airport where I learned how to fly. There's runway 12/30. 12 is, I guess, that's runway 12. That's the end of runway 12. And then that's the end of runway 30 going the other direction. Yeah, it's pretty damn good here. And with the depth perception, it would be really amazing. Anyway, that's it. I'm going to stick a link to all this stuff in to my website in the YouTube in the description down there. I guess is where it is, and you know, it's on GitHub, so you can take a look at the code. And I'll keep on working at it. All right. Talk to you later. Bye.